Hello everybody. This is Cactus Rocket Ship, guys, and I finally have the guts to finally play Doki Blue Skies. I'm very nervous and I don't know what's gonna happen. I've seen a few parts of this gameplay. I've seen a few people play it. I've seen the trailer for it too. And I'm actually a little nervous, but I'm really hoping for the best in this game. I played Doki before Literature Club. I played some mods for it, Salvation, One Last Memory. I even went back in the game of Doki to get the special ending. So now I'm going to officially begin Blue Skies. Let's jump right in. Here it is, everybody. Doki Blue Skies is a Doki Literature Club fan mod that is not affiliated with Team Salvato. By playing Doki Blue Skies, you agree that you have completed, yes, the regular game. Lastly, this mod contains, what? NSFW content, including nudity, which can be turned off in the settings. Oh gosh, I'm not ready. Gosh, your toes deliver them. Oh gosh, this is it. Okay guys, I'm going in with a good mindset. I'm scared. It said either you can have the blue skies or have a cloudy, rainy storm. I'm doing this for you, Sayori. I love you, Sayori, and of course I love the other girls too, but Sayori's like my girlfriend. All right, new game. Lorenzo, yes sir. What? What's this? Hold on, I'm gonna move my camera up just a little bit, guys, just a little bit, just so I can see the names. Okay, this shouldn't be possible. Why am I here? How am I here? Did you bring me back? Says Monica. I don't see, wait, what? I don't see any other explanation. Why? We've already established there's no happiness here, so why? It's quiet. Okay, I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit, There we go. Why can't I look at the script? Something's wrong. You didn't do anything, did you? No. Don't you understand? Are you trying to mess things up even more? How did you... Wait, I know. You even saw the mod, haven't you? Yes, I have, Monica. That's why everything's been changed. Don't you think it's time to let us all go? Absolutely not. What? You want everything to be like how it should have been? But... you really care about them, don't you? I do, honestly. I really do. I wish... Never mind. If you really want to do it, I won't stop you. Thank you. I've been fighting to take control of this game again, but if you want to play through the mod, then, well... Wait, what? Succumb the mod's controls. Oh, do you want me to allow the mod's activation? Yes, I do. Aha, I knew it. Lorenzo, or whatever your name actually is, I truly hope that you can find happiness with your choice. What? I lay in bed, motionless and staring up at the blank white ceiling. Last night was dreadful. The sound of thunder kept me up for hours. But today's another day. I guess let's just hope that it's at least a bit better. With another sigh, I can't read. I drag myself out of bed and groggily begin to monotony of my daily routine. I can't read. Making my way to the kitchen, why do they give me such hard words? Rummage through the cupboards looking for something to eat. I'm hungry. Unfortunately, there's no tasty homemade breakfast awaiting me ever since my parents' divorce. Oh shit. I've just been living off of whatever I find in the kitchen. I live with my mom, but she's always taking business trips abroad. I was abroad, right? Was that? Yeah, for sure. So for the most part, it's pretty much just me at home. It's lonely, but I manage. Although I do miss the smell of bacon and eggs in the morning. Breakfast used to be a family thing. Dad would read newspaper on the kitchen table while Mom would stand up at the stove and fry her famous sunny side up eggs. But all of that feels like a long forgotten memory. Or at least breakfast is sorted. Calorie... Not exactly the best start to the day, but I'll do it. But it'll do. I do my own shopping since Mom's never home, but I usually stick to buying the bare necessities. The ease of using pre-made stuff has pretty much shaped me. The urge to cook meals for myself, and with my food quickly finished, I head for the door. At the very least, the weather looks much better than yesterday's. Clear skies beat thunderstorms any day of the week. Okay, music. I'm still lost in my thoughts when I notice a familiar face. It's Sayori! I love her so much, I swear I love her. We have quite a history together. As children, we were basically inseparable. Always exploring, getting up to mischief, driving our parents wild. Typical things that young children do, really. As time went on, especially in recent years, we started slowly drifting apart. In fact, I haven't properly spoken to her in a long time. It's a real shame. After all, we shared a lot of fond memories with each other. I'm surprised to see her up so early, though a couple of times I've glanced out the classroom window only to see her hurriedly walking along to school. We used to walk to school together, and although she was sometimes a little late to meet me, I never really minded. As we continued to drift apart, however, her lack of punctuality became more frequent, and I just decided it'd be better if I walked to school alone. Which meant that although I did get to school on time more often, it was quite lonely. Knowing her, she's probably just gotten more and more lazy with time. After all, her dedication to sleeping in seems to be unwavering. Oh well, still, I've always enjoyed talking to her. Hey Sayori, I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? Sayori. She looks a little surprised at my appearance and questioned. I suppose I can't blame her. Oh hey Lorenzo, I wasn't expecting to see you. That makes two of us. You're up early today. She laughed softly, a misplaced looking frown on her face. I've been alright though. Not a whole lot has changed recently, you know? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Life has been pretty routine these days. School's kinda meh, although I guess it could be worse. She nods as we both resume to walk to school. Although I can talk to her just fine, there's still an awkward air between us. I guess that's a given, seeing as this is our first proper conversation together in a long time. As I carry on making ideal small talk, a sudden thought hits me. Anyway, this might come across as a bit out of the blue, but seeing you here has given me an idea. Oh? Well, it's been a while since we walked to school together. How about we start doing that again? Would you really want to do that? I'm not very fun to talk to, and I'm always late. No, I would love to. Ah! I frowned. It's really strange to hear Sayori say this, given I've always known her to have a bubbly, cheerful personality. Sorry, that's definitely not true. Well, the bit about always being late is true. I've always loved hanging out with you, and I think we'd have a lot of fun again. Besides, I've missed you. I'll even help you wake up on time if you need me to. Was that a bit too forward? I don't know. I've never been in this sort of situation before. I mean, we are childhood friends after all, right? Really? Yeah, really. I miss you too, Lorenzo. Well, let's do it then. From now on, we'll walk to school together, okay? Okay. Oh, my heart. Oh, Sayori. And there it is, the classic Sayori smile I grew up loving. All the memories I have of us together as children feature that smile. No matter where we ventured, parks, playgrounds, forests, that smile would follow. The innocent, childlike sense of adventure we used to have, it's painfully clear that that's long gone. But maybe we can still smile together anyway. So, what have you been up to lately? You know, the usual. You mean games, anime, and manga, right? Absolutely correct. Yep, it pretty much goes without saying. Oh, Lorenzo, you haven't changed. Hey, are you saying that you think I need some change? No one's perfect. There's always room for improvement. Especially in your case. I'm guessing that you're still a part of the Go Home Club. That's a... Hey, that's... that cuts a little deep. What do you want from me? Wait, what do you want me to do? Join the soccer club and trip over everyone? Well, I think a little exercise is good for anyone. I'm very offended if you're trying to call me fat right now. Oh man. Well, you don't have to join any sports club if you don't want to. Yeah, I was actually thinking of checking out the anime club. She knows me so well. Wow, how do you guess? It does suit my hobbies though. So, Enzo, you should try branching out a bit more. Okay, Miss Club Expert, if you're gonna criticize all my club choices, what would you suggest? Well, it just so happens that there's this club that I'm in. Really? Yeah, I'm actually the vice president. Aw, I did not expect that. Dang, so you get to take part in all the executive decisions, huh? Kind of. The club only has 4 members at the moment, but it's really fun. We're actually looking for new members right now. Ah, so that's why she brought it up. Only 4 members? Sound like you guys are just starting out then. What club is it anyway? It's the school's very own literature club. I unintentionally let out a... Her face drops. I don't think that was quite the reaction she was hoping for. In my defense, literature has never quite captured my interest, unless you count manga as literature, that is. Hey, that's something Natsuki was saying. I knew it. You don't want to join. I understand, though. Not many people like reading. Hey, who said I didn't like to read? I love reading, if you count manga. I muttered the last words more to myself than to Sayori. On the plus side, Sayori laughs at my, sheepishness? You sound like someone I know from the literature club. She talks about manga all the time. Oh, really? I'm actually interested in your club, though. Sayori smiles, seemingly content that I'm showing an initiative. Did I say that right? If I'm looking for a club to join, I guess the literature club is a good place to start. I guess so. That's great. You should come by sometime. And by some time, you're hoping for today, aren't you? The sooner the better. Alright, have a look after school today. Yay, thanks Lorenzo. Although we should probably hurry up. Don't want to be late now, do we? Yeah, you're right. That was a good conversation. I gotta keep it good. I know in these games you gotta keep them good. Never bad. Everything's about Sayori, guys. I love Sayori. I'm going down that route. I already chose it. I already know about this. Within a few moments, we arrive at the school entrance. Amidst a crowd of chattering students. We wave goodbye as we head off to our separate classes. I have, what? Sakurai in the morning. I'm so fairly confident that the next hour won't be so bad. Who's Sakurai? Who is Sakurai, you might ask? Only one of the coolest, most down-to-earth teachers who have in the whole school. Oh, he's a teacher. Being on the young side himself, the experience of high school is much pressure in his mind than in some of the other teachers, especially the older ones. He gives me a smile as I open the door. Sakurai. Ohio, Lorenzo. How you doing today? Not bad, sir. Same old, same old. How about you? Well, we're finally starting our module of 20th century history today, so needless to say, I'm excited. Oh, really? Okay, First World War, Nazism, Second World War, that stuff? You bet. I waited all year for this to start. Oh man, you guys are in for a real treat. That's something else I really admire about him. He's so enthusiastic and golly, I suck at reading. This is why I need to join a literature club. He's so enthusiastic, I hope I said that right, about his subject, and the enthusiasm, yeah, I got that right, really makes learning about history that much more enjoyable. Combined with the fact that he's fairly relaxed, especially when it comes to homework, you can really see when he's popular, why he's popular. Although he does not have strict side, of course, that side of him comes to the light every now and again. He isn't a pushover. By and large, he's earned the respect of his students by striking the balance just right. I just wish that all the teachers were as friendly and made efforts to know their students better as, well. Okay. I take a seat on one of my classmates, Emmy, smiles and waves. Who's Emmy? Who is this new person? Bouncy and energetic. She has a reputation for her skills on the track field. Even when she isn't running, she's still pretty much a ball of energy. Also, this is Emmy. Okay. Hey, yeah. We have one of those odd friendships where we get along well in class but don't really see each other outside of school. How you doing, Emmy? Training was really fun today, Lorenzo. Oh, she's always on the hunt for new recruits to join the track team. She has a habit of dropping some not so subtle hints. Yeah, we're looking for new people, and I know you aren't part of any clubs, so you should totally join us. No, I don't know about that. I don't know. It's funny you mentioned that I'm not part of any clubs. Actually, I think I'm gonna check out the literature club after school. I didn't think you were the poetic type. Yeah, well, you know, Doki Doki Literature Club kind of got me into it. But if you ever get bored of writing poems, you know where to find me. How many times do I have to tell you that? Alright guys, let's make a start. It's almost criminal. Wait, what? It's almost criminal that I've had to wait so long to teach my favorite century. Okay. Well, that's the school's lessons over. As I linger behind the classroom to gather up all my things, I hear the door open. It's Sayori. Hi again, Lorenzo. Hey, the literature club's meeting today, right? Yeah, it is. I was just heading there now. Do you still want to come along? You betcha. Sayori seems to perk up, looking excited that I still want to come over along to the club. Look at you, finally doing something extracurriculars. Extracurriculars? Nice. I mean, if you're the vice president, it can't be all that bad, right? She giggles, making me smile. Each individual club member makes it special. Everyone works hard to have fun together. Well, let's not keep them waiting. It'd be rude to show up late. I want to make a good first impression after all. Yeah, I guess you're right. Come on. It's right this way and up the stairs at the end. Okay. I follow Sayori down the hallway. She seems excited, and it's nice to know that I'm making her day at least a little bit better. The stairs lead up a section of the school that I recognize. As a third year's wing, Sayori leads me to the classroom and knocks on the door. Trust me, you're gonna love it. She's definitely enthusiastic about this club, that's for me. So let me get this straight. This mod is giving me a chance to start everything over again, that she brings me into the Doki Doki Literature Club? Okay. Alright. After a seemingly long wait, the door finally slides open. A small pink-haired girl peeks out. Sayori. She peeks out further. Why is she looking at me like that? Hey, Natsuki. Guess what? I found someone who wants to join our club. The girl who's apparently called Natsuki slowly turns a glare to me and narrows her eyes. She opens the door fully, and behind her I see another girl sitting at the desk, her face buried in a book. What? Hey, wait, Sayori. Sayori practically pushes Natsuki out of the way. She seems excited to introduce me to the rest of the club members. Hey guys, I wanted to introduce you to our newest member, Lorenzo. Sayori, hold up. It's a bit quick to call me a new member, isn't it? I then noticed a third girl peek out from behind a bookshelf in the corner of the classroom. Is that Monica? Monica is one of the most popular girls of this high school. Everyone seems to flock to her because she's smart, beautiful, athletic, you name it, she's got it. Unfortunately, it also means she's completely out of my league. She looks at me first with a stern look, but then quickly lights up, puts down the book she's holding, and rushes over. Look, there's Monica, everybody. Ah, Lorenzo. What a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. The girl who has her face buried in the book suddenly jolts up and looks right at me. She quickly snaps her book shut and timidly moves to join the conversation. Oh, a new member. My name is Yuri. Yeah. Holy crap, it seems that I've somehow lucked out. Not only is Monica in the club, but also a bunch of other cute girls. Am I glad I decided to come here instead of the anime club today? But enough gawking, Lorenzo. Stop staring and start talking. It's nice to meet you, Yuri. Like Sayori said, I'm Lorenzo. I smile at her and then turn to Monica. So it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's good to see you again, Lorenzo. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. It's kind of strange to say, but having her smile at me so genuinely makes me feel a bit starstruck. The power of a school idol. You too, Monica. So you guys want a club with just the 4 of you, huh? Sayori told me about how you were looking for new club members. Well, I've actually been trying to push for more members for a while, but we haven't had any luck recently. Sayori did say, my words dry up in my mouth. I'm talking a lot too, that's why my mouth is like drying up. As Natsuki shoots me at a piercing glare. She looks pissed at me, but for what reason? I don't know. I haven't really had the chance to do much besides walk in and say hello. Sayori, you brought a boy. Yep, he told me he wanted to join just this morning. Not sure if it's just Sayori being an airhead again, but I don't recall promising that I'd join. Great. Natsuki glowers at us, folding her arms with a infrared huff. I don't really get why though. Sorry about Natsuki, that's just how she is. She's a little standoffish to new members. Oh, it's nothing, I don't mind. Hey, I'm right here, you know. Sorry. I've got to try to make a good impression though. Come on, Natsuki, we need new members. If you don't like being nice to Lorenzo, can you at least be nice for me, please? Jeez, you don't have to make such a big deal out of it. She just turns her head. Fine, if you're gonna beg, I guess I have no choice. Hooray, thanks Natsuki. Looks like I know I know who the tsundere, that's right, other group is now. It's definitely Natsuki. It's almost comical, the extent to which Natsuki fits that rope. Okay. Well, maybe my view of the world is just clouded by anime influences though. Anyway, let's get this conversation back on track, So, how do you come to learn about the literature club, Lorenzo? I have to admit, I'm a bit curious about that myself. Well, Sayori and I were just walking to school when she mentioned this club to me. Since I was sort of looking for a club to join, I figured that I should check you guys out. Look at Natsuki, she's just still like, At any rate, Sayori really was enthusiastic about the literature club, so Monica beams at Sayori when she hears this. Guess Sayori has done a good job at advertising for the club. I see. Well, I think it's a great place to start. After all, books can be very enticing. Yeah, it's super fun. I think the club is the only place where I've been feeling comfortable lately. Aww. Sayori's face falls for a moment, but she quickly picks herself back up. It's somewhere I can just sit and read while hanging out with friends. I think they summed up the club pretty well. After all, I started to bring together like-minded people who love literature, says Monica. I'm really happy with how it turned out so far. It's very cozy. But enough introductions. Why don't you come in and take a seat, Lorenzo? Did you bring anything to read? Oh, shoot. I did not. As she asked that, I realized I'm not much of a reader, much less someone who loves literature. To be honest, I haven't thought this through very well. Would joining a club that focuses on reading really be the best thing for me? No, I don't really have any good books on me at the moment. I just haven't seen any good titles recently. I lie through my teeth hoping Monica doesn't see through my facade. I obviously don't read much, and that is very true. But if they believe that I do, hopefully it'll help me relate to these girls. Well, we have plenty of books here. If you want to check out what we have, I'm sure you'll find something that matches your taste. Is that so? Then I guess I'll head over there. Maybe something might catch my eye. I have to choose my choices carefully because, again, I heard there's different routes, so yeah, I want a good route. I start to sweat nervously as I walk awkwardly over to the bookshelf. There looks to be a good variety of books available, ranging in genre from horror and fantasy all the way down to non-fiction. Sheepishly, I turn towards Yuri or Natsuki. Okay. Yuri or Natsuki. Where's Sayori? I want Sayori. I do like horror though, and I know Yuri likes horror, so I'm gonna go for Yuri first. Hey, can you help me pick out a book you think I'd like? Oh, I'd be happy to. If the prospect isn't too outputting, I know a wonderful horror novel. To be honest, horror never particularly appealed to me, so I want to make an effort here. I like horror. I have an open mind. What book were you thinking of? Blushing, Yuri bends down and removes a thick book from the bookcase. It's a large, piercing eye on the cover. It almost feels like it's staring into my soul. One of my personal favorites, a portrait of Markov. I know it might look intimidating, but sorry. She shakes her head and goes to put the book back, but I stop her. Don't worry about it. I'd love to check it out. What is it about? A coy smile plays across her face, as though she were pleasantly surprised by my enthusiasm. Let's see. The protagonist is a young high school student who moves in with her sister, but shortly after, sinister things start happening. These two are captured by an ominous cult that practices nightmarish experiments on their prisoners. Throughout the story, she's forced to make choices no one of her age should have to make. In the process, her ability to trust others is wrapped, and many of her relationships are broken as a result. Pretty dark, but hey, I'd be lying if I said it didn't sound interesting. Well, it definitely sounds pretty engaging. I think I'll read this book then. Natsuki mumbles something, but she's barely out of earshot. Really? You don't have to if you don't want to. Wait, so Natsuki said something? What did she say? I do. While this might not be what I usually pick, your description of the plot intrigued me. Although I have to ask, what makes this your favorite book? If I have to put it into words, I suppose I'm a big believer in literature's ability to challenge the psyche. So to have such an immersive tale question your ideals and foundations can be extremely exhilarating. Oh my gosh, so much big words. She smiles and twirls a long lavender strand of hair around with her finger. Words are immensely powerful. They can paint stunning portraits, invoke emotion, or even whisk oneself away to an entirely new dimension. Okay. As she continues to speak, she transforms from the timid girl I just met into a proud and confident expert. I get the impression that she feels more at home with the books rather than other people. Isn't that exhilarating? Lorenzo? We have such a vast vocabulary at our disposal, with such a powerful resource at our fingertips, we can't do anything. I clear my throat, hoping that I don't put her off with my evident inexperience. Yeah, when you put it that way, I can understand how powerful the written word can be. I scratch my back of my head nervously. Fortunately, she finds that to be a satisfactory answer. One must look at the words the author chose. We have so many synonyms. So what compelled the author to shape their story the way they did? The feeling I get when I finally finish a truly compelling novel, it leaves me totally breathtaking. I wish I had something as coherent to respond with. We might as well be from different planets. I think I know what you mean. She closes her eyes, pulling her hands close to her chest. Then, as though remembering she's not alone, she suddenly blinks and immediately appears more bashful. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I must have gotten lost in my train of thought. She fidgets with a thin clip in her hair, sliding it up and down. I dropped the water. Hey, don't worry about it. It's nice to see you talk about something you obviously enjoy. Who's to say otherwise? Yuri glances over to Natsuki, who simply raises her eyebrow in reply. Ah, does Natsuki not like these kinds of stories? She sighs and turns to look out the window. That's putting it lightly. We have our differences in what we enjoy literature-wise. She frowns slightly, as though pained by Natsuki's apparent disapproval. Well, I think everyone's different tastes are what make literature interesting, especially when talking about it with other people. I can't help but grin. I feel like that was especially pretty clever. Yes, that's a good way of looking at it. I reach over and take Portrait of Markov from her, tucking it under my arm. Well, I'll give this a bit of a read and see how far I can get tonight. I appreciate you giving it a chance, even if it's not something you're used to. I just thought about it. Are we gonna have to write poems? Oh. I'll be looking forward to hearing your opinion. I must warn you though, once you get past the first few chapters, you might have trouble putting it down. And perhaps tomorrow, if you wanted to, we could discuss it. She looks quite nervous as she suggests that. Guess that's just how her personality is. Yeah, we can do that tomorrow. Thanks for the recommendation, Yuri. I don't need to branch out and try new things. Wait, I do need to branch out. Okay. This would be the good place to start. I'm grateful that I get to read it on my own, at least for now. I honestly have no idea if I'll even like it, and if we're reading it with her and decide that I didn't, that might make things a little awkward. With the book in my hand, I make my way to the desk. The others are all now preoccupied, so it seems like a convenient time to start the story. Okay, so it's definitely an unusual book, where it was never really my thing, but I have to admit the main idea is intriguing, and the main characters are written well. The more I read it, the more I can see why it appeals to Yuri. All that talk about appreciating sophisticated language. Not me. While it's not exactly my kind of story, to their credit, the author does a good job building up the rather bleak situation. Never been particularly imaginative, but even I can picture the scenes in my head. If I weren't so tired, I could probably engage with it more. Over time, I can't help but grow a little bored though. I guess I read enough to be able to discuss it with Yuri tomorrow, so I decided to call it there. Looking up, I spot Sayori reading something. Might as well see what he's up to. I've probably read this before. I read this for long enough. I'm actually tired myself too. It's currently 1 o'clock in the morning. Standing up with a stretch, I make my way over and take a seat next to her. Hey, how's it going, Sayori? What are you reading? As I sit down, I notice that she looks quite content. Nothing much, just reading some stuff for a school project. What about you? You seemed really into your book. Oh yeah, it was a good read, at least as far as I can tell right now. I can't help but wish I sounded a little more enthusiastic. That's great, so how are you liking the club? You're not bored, are you? She looks a little worried, her cheerful persona faltering for a moment. Where did that question come from? It's a bit too early to tell how I really feel about the club. Of course not, Sayori. Sure, I haven't been here long, but I've enjoyed meeting everyone. They've opened up my eyes to new stuff. I've never been huge on reading, but I'm confident that the literature club could change that. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're involved. You don't want to join a club that you have no interest in, right? I know what you mean. I think reading will grow on me in time. Actually, do you mind if I sit with you and read? She looks at me, clearly surprised. I don't think she was expecting me to sit next to her, but nonetheless, she seems happy. Her smile is infectious, lifting my own spirits too. That would be great, Lorenzo. I love this girl so much. We read for a while, which turns into talking fairly quickly. Our conversation being a continuation for our chat from the walk to school. Okay, it's nice to just sit and talk with my childhood friend who'd have guessed reconnecting would be so easy. I haven't felt this content for as long as I can remember. The good mood reflects on her as well, given that she seems very uplifted and bubbly. I don't know what it is about her that makes me so at ease. She's just a bundle of sunshine, and that's very true. Wow, we've been talking for a bit, haven't we? And I didn't even realize the time. I guess we have been talking for a while. I can see why you come to the literature club so much. There really is a welcome at ease vibe here. It must be a nice change of pace after how hectic the school day can be. I was hoping you'd say that, Lorenzo. It really is. And I'm grateful for the others as well. They really help us make the club the way it is. I can't help but notice that Natsuki and Yuri seem to be very different though. Do they argue much? She looks a little downcast at my question. Sometimes yes, but thankfully it isn't too often. That's good. I can sense that isn't a topic she likes discussing. Well, that's only normal, I guess. Monica seems like a great president though. She must be very proud of this club. Just then, Monica gets up from a desk she was sitting at and faces the classroom confidently. Speak of the devil. Okay, everyone. The usual okay, everyone. I hope we're all having a good time so far. There's a good moment of silence during which everyone seems to be glancing at me. Do they want me to respond? I'm honestly having a great time. Thanks for the warm welcome, everyone. Well, it's great to hear that, and it turns out Natsuki baked some cupcakes for the club too. Ooh, some cupcakes. Yeah, I know. I was just about to announce it, so let me get them. Okay, let's go sit over there, Lorenzo. It looks like there's room at those desks for all of us. I diddly follow Sayori over to where the rest of the girls have put a couple of desks together to form a table. Okay, so they make a little table, I remember that. How about I make some tea as well, says Yuri. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabbed a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling a bit awkward, I opt to take a seat next to Sayori. If the conversation starts to die out, I can always rely on her to save me. Aw. Meanwhile, Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Sayori's face. Wow! Oh, they finally show what it looks like! Let's go! In the regular Doki Doki, they didn't show what the cupcake looks like, but this looks amazing! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. That's so cute. The whiskers are drawn with icing, little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know, just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, and Monica, I follow. It's delicious, says Sayori. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around with my fingers, looking at the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? Oh, I finally take a bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. If she made it all by herself, that's seriously impressive. It practically tastes professionally done to me. But then again, it's not like I have the most discerning taste palate. These cupcakes are amazing. Thank you, Natsuki. Yeah, you better thank me, because this took hard work to do. Yeah, it really seems like it. Did you make it all by yourself? Or did your parents help you? Oh, I remember her dad. She has daddy issues. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Are you saying I couldn't have done it myself? No, it's just that it seems professionally made, so I was wondering if an actual baker helped you. Poof, I wish my dad was a baker. Just because I don't bake for money, it doesn't mean that I can't be good. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I just suck at cooking myself, so I'm wowed by good cooking. Isn't it baking? I guess I should count myself lucky that I got to try your cupcakes today, huh? It's not every day that I have the time to bake, so be thankful. The expression of Natsuki's face practically says, bow down before me, peasant. Yeah, are you expecting Lorenzo to prostrate himself before you? Looks like Monica had the same thought. You can't blame Natsuki for bragging a little. I would too if I made these. Yeah, exactly. Natsuki smiles gratefully at Sayori's save. Meanwhile, Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Yeah. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not embarrassed. Yuri looks away. I mean that, you know. Don't worry about it, I believe you. Tea and reading might not be a common pastime for me, but I can at least appreciate it. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Look at Monica's face. She's just been smiling the whole entire time. Monica raises an eyebrow then smiles at me. I'm happy that you look like you're enjoying yourself, Lorenzo. As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Oh, that reminds me. I've actually been meaning to ask you something, Monica. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Oh shit. Oh, well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. But I guess it must be hard to start a new club since everyone's probably settled into their own activities already. You could put it that way. It can be hard to get people invested into things that are brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the cultural festival that much more important. Speaking of school events, I don't think I saw your club at the club fair at the beginning of the year. That's because I hadn't started it yet. Oh, guess that explains why you don't have many memories yet. Yeah, we missed the opportunity to draw in first years who hadn't found clubs yet. It's a lot harder to advertise on a person by person basis. And like you said, a lot of people already have others extracurriculars by now. But even so, I'm confident that we can still really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best, you know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Good job, Lolo, because again, I can't read. This is why I joined the club. Such different girls are interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though, I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. By the way, I know that everyone here likes reading, but do you guys write as well? Oh my gosh, am I gonna have to write poems? Actually, we haven't really done any writing together, funnily enough. Do you guys just read and discuss books then? You can say that. It was more like a normal book club than a literature club. To be honest, I was kind of expecting you all to do stuff like write poetry together. At the word poetry, Natsuki jolts back a bit. Do you not like poetry, Natsuki? What? I don't really have an opinion on it, I guess. Or really. With a sly smile, Monica gets up, rummages through her book bag, and returns with a loose notebook page in her hand. I happen to have here a poem called Hey, where did you get that? Natsuki springs up and snatches the paper out of Monica's grasp. Don't worry, I didn't steal it from your bag or anything. You dropped it on the way out the other day. I was going to return it, but I couldn't help teasing you a bit before I did that. Well, I'd appreciate it if you kept your nosy nose out of my private work. Okay. Duly noted. And sorry, I just couldn't help glancing over your poem when I picked it up. Your writing style is really cute, Natsuki. Yeah, your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are, says Sayori. Sayori settles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. There's nothing to be ashamed of. So, do you write your own poems, Natsuki? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I just think that's pretty neat. Why don't you share them with the club sometime? Not if everyone's just gonna call them cute. Like Sayori said, there's nothing wrong with being cute, you know. You wouldn't get it. There's nothing worse than trying to get honest feedback from someone and just having them say it's cute. Orange drips from the word cute. I guess I didn't think of it that way. Yeah, no one does. It's super annoying, you know. Actually, I believe I understand how Natsuki feels. Natsuki looks surprised at Yuri's sudden interjection. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is written what is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. And when that's all dismissed with a single remark, well, suffice to say, it can greatly discourage you from putting your work out there again. It sounds like both of you and Natsuki have writing experience in common, Yuri. Maybe. Although, I didn't mean to speak for Natsuki. Geez, it's fine. I pretty much agree with what you said, so. A brief moment of silence falls upon us as well as we all reflect on the conversation, guys, I cannot read right now. I'm like getting tired, but I gotta do this. This just gives me an idea, everyone. We all look quizzically at Monica, who smiles knowingly back at us. Are we not to write poems? If we have members who are looking for legitimate criticism of their poetry, how about we do that here? I'm sure we can all trust each other to be respectful, and I think it'll be a fun activity for us. I don't know if I feel comfortable sharing my old poetry. I didn't write it to be read by public, so yeah, same here. That's fine, we can all just go home and write new poems to bring tomorrow. I was going to suggest that anyone, since I don't think the rest of us have poetry ready to share yet. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Look where Sayori's down. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Oh, I'm blocking Natsuki's face. There. Fix my camera just a little bit, right there. I have to just make it a little bit smaller. Okay. Oh my gosh, I don't want to write poems. I think learning about poetry would be really fun. And now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Lorenzo? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. The literature club has been very welcoming so far, at least after the initial introductions were made. And although I'll have to start writing poems, it seems like a fair price to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. That is true. I had my doubts at first, but given how friendly and welcoming these girls are, I don't really see any reasons why I shouldn't join the club. Yep, I'll be looking forward to becoming better friends with you all. And that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thank you, Monica. Yes, I'm so happy you're joining us. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, and thanks for playing along. She whispers this last remark in my ear, but she was aware that I'd never agreed to join. In the beginning? That sneaky girl. Although Sayori is the most enthusiastic, all of the girls' eyes are lit up in happiness. Wait, what? Oh gosh. I would have been super pissed if you just left after eating my cupcakes. No, I wouldn't do that. I'm very glad that you're staying as well. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Don't forget tonight's assignments. Write a poem to bring for the next meeting so we can hold discussions. Monica looks over at me once more. Lorenzo, I look forward to seeing how you may express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress Monica with my mediocre reading and writing skills? Something tells me no. Geez, I can already feel the anxiety welling up inside. Oh well, it's not like Monica's going to be as harsh as actual literature teacher though, right? Meanwhile, the others continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Sayori, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? Given that she introduced me to all these amazing people, it's the least I can do for her. Sure, let's head home. With that, the two of us wave goodbye to the others and make our way home. Oh, I gotta make a poem. On the way back, we discussed the events of the day, focusing particularly on each club member. Okay, hold on, let me take note of this because this is gonna help me. As we do so, my mind wanders between them all: Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica. I'm excited to hang out with everyone from now on. Perhaps I'll have to change the grow closer. Wait, I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of them. Okay, focus. Come on, Lolo, focus. Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of them. All right. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh, that's so cute. Oh wait, did I write a poem? Oh my gosh. gosh, it's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. You know why I'm so scared? I'm gonna go up just a little bit so y'all can see them. You know why I'm so scared? Actually, I'm gonna put my camera over here this time. The camera's gonna be in the corner, everybody. Camera's going in the corner. Oh my gosh, you know why I'm so scared? Because I need to make it right. I want to go down for Sayori. Okay, wonderful. Sayori, good. Holiday, Sayori, good. Promise, Sayori, good. Dream, no. Okay, so I got 3 of them so far of her. I think Cry was one of them. That's 4, good job. Friends, that's 5, good job. I at least need to get 11, right? Okay, that's 5. Imagination, no. Kawaii, pain. Defeat, charm, that's 6, good job. 6. 7, nice. 7. 8, good job, Lolo. 8. Destiny, no, 8, no. 8, what was it again? Sparkle, 8. 9, good job. 9. Awesome. 10, good job. Clouds, nope, messed up. I got 9. I'm almost there. I can do this. I can do this. I got 9 so far. Excitement, that's 10. Infinite, desire, bubbles, happiness. Let's go. Marriage, that was another. I remember that one. Amazing, let's go. Adventure, let's go. Fireflies, yes. Hope, no. Passion, yes. Sunset, yes. And get the last one right. Love, yes. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I did good. Okay, I'm gonna sit in the corner right over here, guys. Lorenzo, fancying meeting you here. Oh yeah, well, what a coincidence, huh? I think I did good. I'm really excited. Seriously speaking though, I'm happy to see you back here. Oh, I did good remembering. Oh yes, I did so good. I would have been disappointed if you ran away on us. Hey, I enjoyed myself last time, so why wouldn't I come back? True enough, feel free to make yourself at home before we start on our club activities. Thanks, will do. Alright, let me turn this down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, so I did good at the poem writing. Well, I'm back at the literature club. Sayori and I were the last ones to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh, Lorenzo, I'm glad to see you here again. Hello there. Who knew that something so simple would warrant so much thanks? First Monica and now Yuri? Woo! I know that it may be overwhelming to be thrown into a new hobby so suddenly, much less an organizing centered around that hobby. Turn this music down just a little bit. So don't hesitate to let me know if you ever need any help. Thank you. Or any other club member for that matter. That is to say, feel free to ask any one of us for assistance. Alright, thanks. I will keep that in mind. Don't worry though, it's not like I've never read anything before. I even remembered to write a poem for today, if you'll believe it. Well, believe it when we see it. Okay, hey, it's not like I need to have a university degree to write a poem. It was just like another school assignment, although it might be a little new to me. It's not that hard. It was kind of hard. It's not that hard to write a bad poem, you mean? It's not that hard to write a bad poem, you mean? She's got me there, and that's why I never said I wrote a good poem. Aski smirks at me, seemingly pleased that I am not offended by her teasing. Okay. Well, good is often subjective when it comes to subjects like these. I'm sure you did fine, Lorenzo. Well, thanks for the vote of confidence. Try not to overhype my work, though. Yeah, Yuri. If you keep your expectations low, you'll never be disappointed. Besides, I bet this is the first extracurricular Lorenzo's done since high school started. No, it's not. No extra work is probably really foreign to him. Again, she's not wrong, but she doesn't have to say it like that. Natsuki, you're being unfairly harsh. Lorenzo, what would you say your main hobbies are? Oh, she's really putting me on the spot here. I know I'm playing into your teasing right now, but yes, I spend a lot of my time playing games and watching anime. Oh, that's all you need to know. And that's all you need to know, okay. That's a bit rich coming from someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Eh? Natsuki splutters to a halt. Looks like a certain someone who knows how to dish it out, but can't take it. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Lorenzo always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. Sayori, I love you. He's always been there when I need it. When we were kids, he'd always be around to help me with stuff. Aww. Oh, are you two childhood friends? I glance at Sayori despite her cheerfully recollection of our childhood memories. Just then, Yuri's question is a reminder that we hadn't spent much time together in a long time. It's a tad awkward. Yeah, we've known each other for a while, haven't we? We smile at each other. I'm really hoping we can use the club to reconnect. Such a history with one another. I imagine you've shared so much together. You could say that. Would you believe Sayori is still as clumsy now as she was 10 years ago? Hey, meanie, that's not true. The little face she does. Oh, no need I tell Yuri about the time you tried to cook lunch and almost set the house on. Oh my gosh, her face turns pink and she rushes to interrupt me. Anyway, I'm sure you two could be just as good of friends. After all, you're both in the literature club now. Yeah, looking forward to it. Yuri looks hopeful at hearing this, although I can't help but wonder, given the maturity and intelligence she carries so elegantly, and know her passion for reading is much stronger than my own, will it be as easy as Sayori thinks it is? Still, it's worth at least a try. Yay! Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori? Me? It's not much really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. Whatever it is, I'm sure I'll like it. What is it, Yuri? Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. I was going to wait to give it to you at the appropriate time, but I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. Now I've ruined the surprise. Aww. The two girls both look dolefully down. Aw, shucks. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So this is still a pleasant surprise to me. Just knowing that you went through an effort to get me something makes me feel really welcomed. No matter what, I'm sure it'll make me happy. Is that so? Of course. Thank you for being so considerate, Yuri. You're welcome. It was the least I could do. Anyway, if that's the case, here it is. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. Isn't this the book from yesterday? Upon seeing the confused look on her face, she hastens to explain. I thought you might like to have your own copy, so that you can read it on your own as well. Honestly, don't know what to say. How it is gonna wait. How it is? She only known me for a day, yet she's already done something this thoughtful for me. Oh, Yuri, thank you. That's really thoughtful of you, but you didn't have to do that for me. I feel kind of bad. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that. I just I understand if you don't want to read with me anymore, so. Honestly, she gets more adorable by the minute. Please, it's fine. I love to read it with you. I just wasn't expecting you to buy me a copy of my own. Are you sure? I don't want to force you. Seriously, Yuri, I'm sure after all. I grin at her. It is a good book. So she timidly returns my smile, relaxing a little bit. I'm glad you seem to think so. How are you liking it so far? She looks at me with wide expectant eyes. She must be really worried that I'm not enjoying it as much as her. Oh gosh, that's the truth. To be honest, I've been pleasantly surprised. While horror isn't really my thing, it really kept my attention. Even though I haven't got very far yet, I find myself feeling sorry for the protagonist. The language is pretty engaging. It certainly makes me think about it. As I praise the book, her face grows visibly more relieved, and her eyes lighten up as I mention the language. I'm glad you think so. One not only needs to look at what is being said, but how it's phrased. It can entirely change the desired message, wouldn't you agree? Oh boy, I hope we don't get into an in-depth discussion about the language. I'm still nowhere near Yuri's level with this sort of thing. Oh, totally. I've never really thought about it until you brought it up with me. You really made me look at it with a bit more scrutiny than I would normally. She blushes at this, turning away slightly. Really? I helped you with that? I have to admit, you really managed to open my eyes to this sort of thing, or should I say, my third eye. Yuri's silence makes me nervous. Did I make a mistake? You know, because the book mentions the third eye, and there's an eye on the cover. Oh, I see. Probably best not to comment on her accidental continuation of the pun. Tough crowd. Oh, I see. You were making a joke. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. No worries, I just thought it was a good pun. He smiles bashfully. Wait, bashfully? Oh yes, it's quite humorous, isn't it? Phew, I think that means everything is okay now. Now that everyone is settled, I expect Monica to kick off the schedule activities for the club. Looks, wait, like the poetry thing. I already steeled myself for a critique I'll probably be receiving, but it seems that we have some downtime before then. Oh well, looks like I won't be able to just immediately get it over with. What's the others doing right now? Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner, probably discussing club matters, given that they're the president and vice president. As expected, Yuri's face is buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Did I say that right? This chance, yeah. Meanwhile, Natsuki is, rummaging around in the closet. A few huffs of annoyance sounds from her direction every once in a while. Everyone seems to be doing their own thing today. Natsuki is rummaging around the cupboard and Yuri is sitting by herself, silently engrossed in her book. Meanwhile, Monica and Sayori seem to be taking animatedly about something, talking. Oh, they're talking. I need to get some sleep. I'm not really in the mood to read anything. I slump down into my nearest desk, closing my eyes. I end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monica. Problem with the literature club is that it just doesn't sound particularly exciting. Plus, people probably have their own preconceptions about what the club will be like. I'm a bit worried they might assume we're all, pretentious and huntley? Yeah, it's a real shame that people can't look past their assumptions. Still, I'm confident we can come up with something. We can't just give up. This festival is a real chance to show everyone what literature is all about. After all, we have such a variety here. Everyone's poems and writing styles are so different. Natsuki loves manga and Yuri is really into horror. There should be something here for everyone, you know? Agreed. I'm glad everyone has such different taste. It really helps bring the club to life, says Sayori. That's exactly what we want everyone else to see. We just need to find a way of showing how fun literature can be. Okay, so they're pondering what they can do to make it fun, interesting, because the festival's days away. Something that really stands out and appeals to their creative sides. That doesn't solve the problem, though. What do you mean? Well, even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, I don't think people will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So I think it's more important to figure out how to get people interested in the first place, right? And then once they're here, we can do whatever to appeal their creative sides. This is a side to Sayori I haven't seen before. She's really taking this seriously and giving it a lot of thought. Oh my gosh, that is definitely true. That is interesting. Excellent point, Sayori. Where would I be without my vice president? Okay, do you think food will get the job done? I can practically hear Sayori's face light up even though I have my eyes closed. Food? What kind? You like the idea, huh? I was thinking, cupcakes! Natsuki would love that. Good thinking. Her cupcakes are so good. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why I suggested it. Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Oh my gosh. Seriously, then really help with right. Wait. Seriously, they really help me write. Oh my gosh. Monica's just like, okay, cupcakes will do fine. And this talk about food has made me hungry. Anyway, don't forget we still have to sort out the details of the festival itself. I tune out the rest of the conversation, and tiredness takes a stronger hold on me. Sayori is still her usual self, bubbly and goofy. I guess some people never change. It brings a smile to my face, although I was surprised to see her so dedicated. I always remember her as the kind of person who just improvises things. Kind of like me, actually. Ah, what? Huh? What? Sayori. I didn't expect to see Sayori's face taking up my vision when I opened my eyes. I nearly fell out of my chair. Wake up, sleepyhead. Jeez, Sayori, you scared me. Sorry. Hang on, I'm not sorry at all. Why were you napping? Oh shoot, she caught me napping. The napkins? Oh my gosh. I am tired, Sayori. I'm sorry for napping. I'm so sorry. This is the literature club, not the napping club. Wait, our school has a napping club? Hey, don't try and change the subject, mister. The others won't like if they catch you sleeping, you know. I don't want you to get in trouble. You getting in trouble? Okay. I'll Sayori. You've not changed one bit. Huh? You've always used to look out for me. Back when we used to hang out. I remember that. Do you remember that time when we went on a bike ride to that park? It feels like such a long time ago. Yeah, I think I do actually. It was in the summer. You're talking about the time I fell off my bike and hurt my knee, right? Yeah, that one. You were in a lot of pain, but you were trying to act like it was no big deal. You were so silly I had to go and get a band-aid. Oh. That memory makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. In fact, I can tell straight away which memory she was talking about. Makes me wonder if we have a psychic bond or something. Good times, good times. By the way, did you know you have a big toothpaste stain on your collar? Wait, what? Eh? No, I don't. She nervously picks up the stain with her hands as I stand up and get a closer look at her. Wait a sec. Your collar is sticking up a bit. Your hair doesn't look brushed either. Were you in a rush this morning? I reach out and run my fingers through the messy part of her hair in a vain attempt to straighten it out. Her hair is really soft and smells faintly of cinnamon. Oh, how cute! I'm probably making this worse. You really need a brush, Sayori. No, I don't. My hair is just naturally like this. Okay, maybe it isn't, but it's super hard to get right. I give up with her hair and try to wipe off the stain with my fingers. Much like with her hair, I'm not having much luck. Come on, Sayori, you can't fool me. I know I've not seen much of you over the past few years, but I still know you. I can tell when you've been in a rush. People wouldn't even notice these things. They would. They just wouldn't say anything because they don't want to embarrass you. I give up with the stain and step back, looking at her blazer. But luckily for you, I'm not bothered about that. Also, why don't you button up your blazer? He shrugs. It was too stuffy last time I tried it. Okay. With a sigh, I started buttoning it up. Oh, how cute! I got the scene! Ah! Wait, look, you gotta see her little bow. See, now I gotta come back over here now. Oh, whoops. Now I'm over here now. Yep, so y'all can see the full picture. I like her little bow. Where's Sayori? Let me get Sayori. Hold on, I have Sayori. Here she is. I got her. Okay. I have Sayori. See? Okay, I gotta button up your I gotta button up your shirt. Hold still. Where do I put you at? I'll just put you right. There you go. Stay there. Oh, now you're covered here. I'll put you right there, okay? Alright. I think she's in a good spot. I'll put her right here. Oh, y'all still can't see her. Oh, it should go right here, actually. There you go. There y'all can see her. There you go. This is so funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kind of things. I freeze now that I think about it. The situation is a little suggestive. After all, my hands are very close to her chest. Come on, Lorenzo, get it together. You're just helping out a friend, that's all. Don't say that. There's nothing weird about this. If you say so. It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. It makes me feel that nothing has really changed between us. Do you think? Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah. Why is this one button so hard to close? Hey, be careful. This is impossible. Does this thing even fit you properly? I did not just say that. It did when I bought it. You know, if you actually button it, you'd probably have realized sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. Wait, what's so funny? Don't you see? It means my boobs are getting bigger again. They got big. It means my boobs got bigger again. Oh my gosh. How on earth am I meant to reply to that? Oh jeez, Sayori, don't say that out loud. Did she really say that? Did she? Don't you see? It means my boobs got bigger again. What? Anyway, you look a bit better now. Seeing Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that is weird. Oh, it's so stuffy. I told you. She quickly unbuttons it again. There goes all my hard work. Wait, is her... You see in here she has her button up, but like... whatever. Much better. Okay. There you go, Sayori. Thank you for that though. Even though I prefer the blazer unbuttoned, it was really thoughtful of you to do this for me. Even if you were a bit of a meanie. I do try, you know. I'm sorry. I just want what's best for you, that's all. Just try to give yourself a bit more time in the morning, okay? Only if you promise to stop napping in the club. She got me there. It's a deal. Okay, everyone. Okay, everyone. Monica suddenly calls out. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yay! I can't wait to read yours, Lorenzo. I honestly want you to read my poem. I'm being honest. Don't expect too much, Sayori. By the way, you did remember to write a poem, right? Don't worry, I'm not that much of a slacker. I've got it right here in my bag. I riffled through some stray papers to pull out the page that I wrote my poem on. While I can't help but feel a little nervous, I have to admit that I'm excited now. Talking to these girls has really calmed my nerves, and now I'm just eager to share my poems. After all, judging by each girl's personality, I doubt that anyone would say anything nasty about it. Well, Natsuki, I don't know if she'd be unduly harsh though. She just seems like the type of person who enjoys urging on her friends. Either way, I hope they realize that I put hard work into it. I figured out it'll only be fair to pay their warm welcome by showing efforts in the club activities. Now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share your poem with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a neat black composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. She's going to put us all to shame. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. Whom should I show my poem to first? Sayori. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all. Oh, Lorenzo, this is so good. Seriously, this is your first poem? It's not that good, jeez. Seriously, it is. I love it. I had no idea you were such a good poet. Sarah, you're overreacting a bit. It's really nothing special. Trust me, it is. How did you write it? I was not thinking of you or anything. What do you mean? I'm like, what did you think of while you wrote this? This is gonna sound a bit weird, but I thought of you. Oh, her face. She gives me a brief look of disbelief, a faint blush on her cheeks. Me? Yeah, hey, not in like a weird way or anything, it's just, I just thought of words that reminded me of you and went along with that. I just felt kind of natural doing it in that way, I guess. Well, if it works, it works. Looks like this club really is the best place for you. Well, I'm glad you liked it, Sayori. Good to know I'm not totally in over my head here. He looks at me for a moment, not saying anything. There's a few moments of an odd silence. Earth to Sayori. She jumps slightly. Sorry, I'm just not used to seeing you around again, that's all. To have you in the club writing poems, it's lovely though. It just takes a little getting used to. Yeah, that's understandable. I'm a bit surprised myself to be honest, but I'm enjoying it here so far. That's good to hear. Do you want to read my poem now? I'm not very good though. Only one way to find out. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Well, what did you think? I loved it. I hesitate as I answer. It's not that it was a bad poem, in fact, it was great. I'm just really inexperienced with poetry, especially feedback. It's really you. What's that supposed to mean? As in, the poem just really reminds me of you. It made me feel really good inside. Really? Yeah, I had no idea what to expect, as this is my first time reading your poetry. But the way that this was written, I don't know, it feels really wholesome and cheery, like you are. I also really liked the last line. Trust you of all people to include breakfast in their poems. I was eating it when I wrote. Sayori stops to speak. Wait, sorry, Sayori stops speaking immediately, as if she accidentally let something slip. Oh, so you wrote the poem. This poem is more. No? Well, maybe. I forgot to write it last night. Or at least we know where your inspiration comes from. Eggs and toast. Good job. Well, I suppose if it sounds silly but it works, then... Wait, what? Silly but it works, then it isn't silly. Either way, thanks for showing me your poem, Sayori. It really was good. I'm happy you think so. Anyways, next time I won't forget. Tomorrow's poem will be even better. I'll hold you to that. Okay. Whose poem should I read next? Let's just go down the list. Natsuki next. It's about what I expected from someone like you. Is that a good thing? Wait, is that a good thing or bad thing? But I mean, it's that I just think it's kind of average. Doesn't really evoke my emotions. So kind of bland for your taste. Natsuki furrows her eyebrows at me. My taste? What's that supposed to mean, huh? Oh, nothing. Well, anyways, I guess I'll show you my poem now. Not that you'll like it or anything. I like this music. Sometimes some folks are winners, some only lose, some are go-getters, some only cruise, sometimes we try hard and give it our all. Sometimes we give up. What else can we do? I like the music again. So do you hate it? Actually, I like it. What? Don't just say it's good because I'm a girl. Be honest. What? No, it has nothing to do with you being a girl. I generally like the poem. Really? Yeah, it's simple, but it's pretty effective. Finally, someone who gets it. People in high school think poetry has to be so formal and vague, but they don't realize that simple writing is just as effective, if not more. Okay. Wait, what? The reader shouldn't have to search for the meaning. That's just stupid. Besides, the simpler the writing, the more emphasis on wordplay. Like how I made the most of the lines start with some. Yeah, I noticed that. Made the last Wait, what? Couplets seem more powerful. Yes, that's exactly what I was going for. Well, good job then. Ah, didn't expect that from the youngest of the club, didn't you? Yeah, I guess not. Whom should I show my poem to next? Sayori. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Is everything okay? Oh goodness, sorry. I know what I want to convey, but I need to find the right words. I understand. Take your time. I think I know what I want to say. Do you have any prior writing experience? To be honest, not really. Is that obvious? I don't mean to be rude, but I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad. No. Did I just raise my voice? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I can't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. Yuri seems to be incredibly introverted. It must take her a long time to warm up to new people. Don't worry about it. We all start summer, right? What were you saying? Right, I just noticed a few qualities consistent with newer writers that showed up in your poem. Perhaps what stands out the most is that you've tried very hard to make the structure of this poem your own. And that's okay, but if it's the first poem you've written, it might be prudent to consider more traditional structures, couplets, sonnets, haiku, and the like. Did I say haiku? And the like. If you're not confident in your writing styles, it'll show in more peace. What? It's like Yuri is a totally different person once she gets going. She sounds incredibly confident and stands tall, speaking clearly. Again, that's not your fault. I think that once you've studied poetic structures and techniques a bit more, you'll be able to put together a truly wonderful composition. I appreciate the feedback, Yuri. It sounds like you're well versed in this sort of thing. Would it be okay if I took a look at what you've written? Oh goodness, of course. Please let me know what you think. I'd be thrilled to explain my process. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Tumble. It falls down like discarded dust of overrust emotions, dragging down blankets made of want. Slender string pieces my eyelids, barely painful, and pulls them shut. Ever so heavy. I think I've misplaced something. Is there a piece missing? You need all the pieces to fix something. Please don't look for it. There are more important things for you to do today. Okay. I'm sorry if my writing's a bit, illegible? Okay. Once my pen touches the page, I just want to get my thoughts down. It's fine, Yuri. I wasn't able to read it just fine. I wasn't thinking that at all. Wait, what did I say? It's fine, Yuri. I was able to read it just fine. Yeah, I definitely read it just fine. Well, I guess I don't see cursive often, but it's really nice when I do. Your writing actually is quite pretty. That's so. I'm glad you think so. It made your poem stand out even more as well. It's as though your handwriting fits your word choice, or vice versa. It wasn't too short, was it? I'm used to writing longer pieces, but since this is the first time we're sharing, I thought it would be easier to share. That makes sense. Do you mind telling me what it's about though? I'm not sure I understand. Sorry, I didn't mean to write something confusing. Oh, it's not that. I just want to be sure I'm reading it properly. I see. I suppose from a cursory glance it might not be obvious, but parts of what makes poetry magical is how you can conjure up a vivid image with your words. So while on the surface it might seem a bit out there, if you look a little deeper, you might be able to find a deeper meaning hidden amongst the lines. compounded by the metaphors used. For example, the words and images in the poems aren't meant to be taken at face value, and actually it's supposed to represent the last remnants of something lost in the past, in the sense of plaintive long to that's pretty impressive when you put it that way, but I have no idea what she meant. Oh, I wouldn't go that far, but thanks for the compliment. Hopefully during your time here, your understanding of poetry will grow and these things will come to you naturally. I'll do my best. Thank you for sharing with me, Yuri. Of course. Alright, Monica's last. Alright, Lorenzo. Hope you've been enjoying your time here. Yeah, definitely. I probably sound like a broken record by now, but everyone has been really welcoming. Well, a broken record isn't so bad when it plays something so nice. I guess so. Anyway, since you're new and everything, feel free to bring up any questions or concerns you might have. It's my duty as president to make sure that everything is perfect. I'd have to say that you've been doing a good job of that already. I doubt that I'll ever have anything to complain about. Either way, I'm always open to new suggestions for the club as well, so don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. She says that, but it's gonna be a bit intimidating to try to criticize Monica, of all people. I really don't think there's going to be anything I'll need to speak up about either. One of the other girls would probably say something before I ever need to. Atsuki definitely would. Now that that's out of the way, feel like sharing your poem with me? I mean, I don't really have a choice in that matter, do I? You shouldn't be thinking like that. Yeah, I was just joking, kind of. It's alright, Lorenzo. I get that it's probably really awkward for you to share creative work when you're just a beginner, especially since the rest of us have a bit more experience than you do. Okay, that's an underestimate. Don't worry though, we're all a little embarrassed today, you know? I don't think many people out there share their poetry on a regular basis, but it's the sort of thing that you'll get used to pretty quickly once you get it over with. Yeah, that's true. I hand my poem over with a don't grade me too harshly. You'll be fine. I watch nervously as she quickly scans through my poem. Interesting poem, Lorenzo. It has a very mellow yet emotional feel to it. I didn't know that you were this in tune with your feelings, Lorenzo. I can feel my cheeks growing hot at her teasing. You think? No need to feel so embarrassed about this. Poetry is a very personal thing, so it's not surprising to see you putting your raw emotions down on paper. Actually, your poem reminds me of something Sayori would write. Oh, really? How so? I mean, you and Sayori are really good friends, right? It shouldn't be too far-fetched for you two to write similarly. Wait, what's similar, right? Okay. Well, I guess you could say we used to be good friends at least. We kind of drifted apart over the years, so I guess it surprises me that we could still have things like this in common. This club is the perfect opportunity to become closer again then, don't you think? I guess so. Anyway, much like Sayori's writing tends to have a gentle feel to it. She often uses her words to quietly meander through her imagination and to explore different emotions. Most of the time, I find it that she addresses happiness and sadness in equal amounts, creating a bittersweet tone. That's kind of unexpected of her. Maybe she's changed more throughout the years than I thought. I know, right? Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy the pain of tragedy as well? You know, sometimes you sound like Yuri when you talk about poetry. Really? Uh-oh. Yeah, I guess you really like it, huh? You could say that. It really makes me happy if you could get into poetry as well. No pressure, right? For real though, feel free to explore different things and experiments. Maybe you'll find yourself writing in a way you never would have thought you would. Oh really? Just like Sayori does. Okay, Sayori is definitely a good inspiration. Yeah, I'm sure I'll end up doing a lot of different things before I settle on my own style. And it'll still take a while before I'm completely comfortable sharing my writing. That's perfectly fine. In fact, I'd probably be more surprised if you immediately started writing with your own style. Most popular... I'm so tired. Most people go through the same process that you're going through right now. Trying new things is the best way to find a new kind of style that suits you after all. Anyway, when you talk to everyone about it, naturally they'll be a bit biased toward their own kinds of styles. Okay, after all, I know I am. But don't force yourself to write in some way just because someone else wants you to. You shouldn't try to focus on what you want to do. Feel free to ask me for help anytime though. I try to be as objective as possible when I talk to people about these topics. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Oh, that's cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? Always on duty as club president, huh? Well, let's get to reading then. The box. I see, but I don't believe. A long fingerprint glistening on gleaming glass. What is it? Was I always the one in the dark? I pound on the glass, my prison. Why? Why me? The pain jolts me back. The understanding pouring down like heavy rain. It's all a force. What? Force, sorry. My heart on display, my life, but a script is just plain way. The world out there had seemed so bright. It was so free, so many choices, so much potential. Maybe I could have had a chance. I realize now there was never a choice. I was stuck in this box, and they, on the other side, chose for me. So what do you think? I don't quite know how to say it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. I definitely get a certain kind of feeling from reading your poem, but I'm not sure how to put it in words. I can understand that. Just try to articulate it however you want. You can use metaphors outside of poetry, you know. Well, when you put it like that, I don't know. I say your poem is kind of abstract, very vague at least. Like I can't quite tell what exactly you're talking about. But even so, I can feel what the speaker's feelings. I think that describes my poem pretty well. Really, I do like my metaphors. Well, you'd probably be hard pressed to find a poem without a metaphor. Actually, yeah, they're pretty covered in English class at least. The ability to convey emotions and concepts through words, describing things even the writer might never have experienced before. I find that really powerful. When you write metaphorically, it allows the reader to focus on the emotions in the poem. I guess this kind of opens it up for the reader to have their own interpretations. Exactly, it's fascinating when people can diverge from the creator's original intent to find their own meaning in a work of art. Yeah. What was your original intent then? I think it'd be more fun if you tried to figure it out yourself. Oh my gosh. She just shut me down. That just makes me more curious now. Maybe I'll tell you one day. But for now, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, or anything for that matter, you get too fixed on a specific point, but if you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. So the best thing to do is to just force yourself to get something down on the paper and then tidy it up later. I like that. Another way to think about it is this: if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Okay? So just move your hand and write whatever is in your heart. Easier said than done. That kind of sounds like the song, Your Reality. I get what she's trying to say though. It's better to look back on your work with fresh eyes after you've gotten something down sometimes. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was surprisingly fun, albeit in a bit stressful. I already knew that I wouldn't be able to write to the quality of the girls, but I tried my best. Everyone here is incredibly talented. Well, all the girls at least. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting again. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They, gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As I watch Natsuki breeze through Yuri's poem, her eyes skipping over the words. Meanwhile, Yuri stares at the paper in her hands, smiling sadly. Oh no. Natsuki quickly hands Yuri her poem back. Here, I'm done. Already? Yeah, it's not like it was super hard to read. I'm not... Wait, what? Illiterate, you know. Huh? It was hard for me to understand, at least. I just want to make sure that you caught all the figurative language that I employed. Yeah, I did. It was fancy. Oh, thanks. However, I believe that you'd enjoy it more if you looked deeper into it. I enjoyed it plenty already. Anyway, are you finished with my poem then? Yes, yours is... Oh no, cute. Cute. Didn't you learn anything from our conversation yesterday? Yuri looks shocked, regret seeping into her expression. Seems like both girls would still hold their own prejudices. But I'm tired. Oh my gosh, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Despite whatever common ground they are, I should not have started this game tonight, but you know what? I'm doing it. How can it be cute? You're standing there thinking that I haven't read your poem when it's really you who hasn't read my poem. It's clearly about the push and pull between giving up and trying hard. I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. Well, maybe you should look deeper into my poem. Because I use that type of language on purpose. I see. But if I may give a suggestion, these more involved subject matters may be better suited to more complex fiction. Okay. The art of poetry is deeply intertwined with... Look, I know what you're trying to do, but it won't work on me. I'm sorry, but I don't quite understand. Writing in this way doesn't make you look cool or smart, okay? It just makes you look super... Pretentious. Pretentious? Okay. If you write with a... thesaurus? If you write with a thesaurus... How do you pronounce that? Open next to you, you're going to... What? You're just going to alienate everyone. Using all these big words to make up for lack of depth. Poetry isn't about impressing people. Oh my gosh, y'all are using such big words for me. I don't know what this means. So you just can't stop. Holy crap. What? So you can just stop. They stare back at me, looking unsure of what to do. I'm guessing that they don't usually have many arguments in the club. Although tension between Natsuki and Yuri already seemed kind of high. Lack of depth. Yeah, that's right. So if I can give some suggestions now... Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I really must ask. What makes you believe that I'll accept your advice after you've been so rude to me? Rude? That was just blunt honesty. Do you ever consider that other people don't hold the same opinions as you? What are you trying to say? Do I really need to spell it out for you? Yeah, you do. I want to see if you're really going there. The irony. I dare you to say it. He gives a small laugh of disbelief. I must thank you, Natsuki. I've never been this angry in my life. It's actually giving me the courage to speak up. Is this why... Wait, what? Is this why you're angry all the time? Huh? Guys, we shouldn't... Natsuki and Yuri, and this doesn't involve you. Oh no, they made her cry. I saw a little tear drop. Sorry, please don't rob me of my moment. So this is your moment to shine or something, huh? Strange thing to take pride in, don't you think? No. It's my moment to finally speak my mind. Well, I still have the strength to. Yuri. Natsuki, you have realized how selfish you are. What? Have you realized how selfish you are? Suddenly Yuri seems to be overpowering everyone else in the room. What? Everything always needs to go your way. You always jump to conclusions and make rash decisions without regard for the consequences. And it's never your fault, is it? You don't know me? No. You don't know me either. And yet you spoke as if you knew everything about me. Quite simply, you don't. The very fact you don't think that your blunt honesty was incredibly rude just goes to show how narrow-minded you truly are. Seizing her moment, Yuri boldly carries on, disdain dripping from each word. I know it must be a difficult concept for you to understand, but the whole world doesn't revolve around you and your manga. So tell me, why should I take advice from someone who can only see their own perspective? Everyone knows it. Monica, Sayori, even Lorenzo. Don't you remember how hostile you were to Lorenzo when he first joined us? I wasn't being hostile. We haven't had a new member in a long time. Sorry, not sorry for keeping my own... Wait, what? On my toes? And that's how I talk to everyone, not just to Lorenzo. Am I supposed to change my whole personality to cater to how you think I should be? If Lorenzo, why me, has a problem with my jokes, he can tell me. You don't get to speak for him. Yuri closes her eyes and shakes her head, carrying on as if she didn't hear the outburst. Do you really expect a new member, to be able to speak up so easily? Not everyone is as unafraid as being a reddish certain as you. What? The rest of us were so excited to have a new member, but did that thought ever cross your mind? No, you were just your own selfish thoughts dictate your behavior. Selfish. They weren't, so you could have scared him off. That might have been what you wanted, but what about the rest of us? Oh my gosh, why are they fighting? I just explained myself, for God's sake. But as per usual, you aren't listening. You know, for someone who's been ranting on about how narrow-minded I am, you're pretty intolerant yourself. There, I used a big word. Do I sound like Shakespeare yet? Am I worthy of your attention now? Ouch, both girls really have their claws out. Also, Monica and Sayori didn't have any issue with me yesterday. It's just you. Of course they did, Natsuki. They just didn't say anything. Monica's too responsible and Sayori's too kind. So why don't we ask Lorenzo then, as the more unbased spectator? Fine. Lorenzo, who's right, me or Yuri? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? I don't even know what they want me to decide on this. Wait, what? On at this point. Should I just ignore all the personal stuff and just talk about their poetry? That's what started this argument after all. But it's not like I'm a good judge of writing quality, given that I'm just a beginner. I don't think it'll be fair for me to take either side either, especially since I'm new here. Maybe I should defer to one of the club leaders. So of course that's going to be, I'll go to Sayori. I love Sayori. Sayori? I hate being put on the spot like this. Both Yuri and Natsuki are looking at me. Why their hostility isn't aimed at me. I still feel like I'm the target for the anger in their eyes. Guys, I go up nervously as a bead of sweat trickles down my neck. I'm really not the best judge for this after all. I'm new, so I'm painfully aware how weak my voice sounds. Neither girl looks impressed. Wow, we hope you are. Natsuki? Let me guess, blah blah blah, you're being so rude. You're a broken record, Yuri, shut up. So you're finally realizing how insolent you are? You got there in the end? Well done. You are such a... Stop! Oh, thank you, Sayori. Thank you. We're all stunned into silence. I've never heard Sayori angry before, and even Natsuki looked taken aback. Oh my gosh, I literally just woke up. Immediately, the anger on Sayori's face is replaced by a flood of tears, the anger giving away to sadness. Guys, enough of this, please. You're tearing apart this club. Please don't do this. I love this place so much, and you guys are both my friends. I hate it when people fight. It's horrible. This place means so much to me, and I know it means a lot to you guys as well. So please, can we stop arguing over whose style is better? It doesn't even matter. You're both unique, and that's what counts. Yuri and Natsuki are both looking incredibly ashamed of themselves. I guess neither of them expect that their argument would hurt Sayori so much. That is true. That once raging fire has been snuffed out, replaced with smoldering embers. I really like your simple style, Natsuki. It's so nice to sit down and read a poem that springs to life, and I know the others do as well. Monica and I nod in earnest, putting a small smile on Natsuki's face. And Yuri, I'm amazed at how complex and deep your poems are. They're really in depth, but there's no need to argue over which style is better. Oh, she's crying. You can't really compare them. Anyways, it depends on what mood you're in. She's right, guys. Sometimes you're just in a mood for something simple. Sometimes you might want something a bit more complex. It's like music or movies. People like a variety of things. You can't really say that comedy as a genre is better than action, can you? Both types appeal to different things. You wouldn't watch an action movie for the laughs, would you? I look over to Sayori and give her a reassuring smile. She returns with a watery smile to her own, rubbing her tears away. Oh, the poor girl. You said it, Lorenzo. She turns to face Yuri and Natsuki once more. Now, you both said some stuff that was pretty mean, but I know neither of you meant it. Neither of you are narrow-minded, although it would be nice if you could like each other's stuff a bit more. So could you try doing that a little? Please, for me, for the club? I can't help but laugh as she puts on a puppy dog eyes. I don't think she realizes this is the right time to use them. Oh, sure, whatever, I'll try. Yuri takes a deep breath, finally lifting her eyes off the floor. You're right, Sayori. I'll also make more of an effort. And Natsuki? What? Natsuki still looks quite... what? Defiant? As though expecting another insult from Yuri. I apologize for what I said. Your style has its own merits. Natsuki blinks as though slapped in the face. She clearly wasn't expecting an apology. Man, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Your style is... She diverts her eyes downwards once more. I guess what I'm trying to say is... You're right pretty well. I shouldn't have said that stuff. Me neither. There's an awkward silence. That's much better, guys. Thank you for putting your differences aside. We are really appreciate it. I'll go and make some tea. She rushes off as Natsuki wanders over to the closet. Why is she like that? She's not smiling. I glance over at Monica. She hasn't said a word throughout the whole argument, which surprised me. I should have been the one who said all of that. Why didn't he then? I wince as the word leaves my mouth, and it sounded more accusatory. Wait, what? Accusatory than I would have liked. It kind of came out wrong for me to say that. Well, I know I'm the leader and I run this club, but I'm not the greatest with people. I frown. If she isn't great with people, how can she run a club? She must have caught the confusion on my face as she hastened to explain. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm fine with people. It's just their drama that I can't really deal with. Well, that's why you have Sayori, right? She's an excellent vice president, able to deal with conflict much better than I can, which is pretty embarrassing, at least for me. That should have been my duty to deal with, not hers. I don't blame you. Seriously, it was pretty tough to get involved. I can barely speak up. True, but that's not exactly the sort of thing that the president should be able to deal with. Now come on, Monica, don't see it like that. You and Sayori just have different strengths, that's all. I always thought of her as a little, ditzy sometimes, but she definitely has a knack for social situations. Definitely, I'm very grateful to have her as my vice president. Well, the both of you do a really good job running this place. I know that's a bit of an early assessment, But you know, first impressions and all. She smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. You're too kind, Lorenzo. I'm glad Sayori brought you along to the club. I really do hope you stick around. Don't worry, I will. Monica seems like such a genuine person, and she makes a great president regardless of what she might think. Hopefully I'll be able to properly get to know her during the school year. Okay everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing your poetry? I noticed that she carefully avoids mentioning the argument that just occurred. It was a lot of fun. The moments were worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. Lorenzo, how about you? I actually really enjoyed myself. It seems I do like expressing myself through poetry a lot more than I intentionally thought. Everyone looks intently at me, the girls smiling at me. I did good. It was really cool getting to see everyone's different writing styles. That's awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow, and hopefully you learn something from us too. So your poems will turn out even better. Yeah. I think to myself a bit as I begin to pack up. Today I managed to learn a little bit more about the kinds of poems that everyone likes. With any luck, I'll be able to learn more about the girls as individuals through their themes and messages. I nod to myself, turning to Sayori. Sayori! Hey Sayori, ready to walk home? Sure. Okay, see you guys tomorrow then. As we leave the club room, Sayori turns back to wave at the girls. I do the same. Natsuki smiles and quickly looks away to act like she doesn't care. Yuri awkwardly smiles and nods. And as expected from the school idol, Monica gives a friendly grin and waves back. Oh my gosh. Crazy day. Right, Sayori? Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki, I remember you told me yesterday that they sometimes bicker, but are their arguments normally that bad? I feel a little guilty as I ask her, as I know she doesn't like talking about conflicts. There's a slight dip in the cheeriness of her voice as she replies, "No, not at all. They have their differences, but it's the first time I've ever seen them fight like that." Old man Urshi! Old man Urshi! Oh dang it, I was gonna do something funny. They're both wonderful people, I promise. You don't hate them or anything, do you? Oh no, not at all. It's only normal for people to argue, I guess. I was just curious. After all, you know them better than I do. Sayori lets out a relieved sigh. You know, Lorenzo, it's been so nice seeing you again. I didn't really think we'd get to spend much time with one another again. Yeah, tell me about it. It's been really fun hanging out again. I don't really know when we started drifting away or why. Guess it was just life coming between us. She nods, looking a little reflective. So I'm glad you let me join your club. I'm not going to lie, at first I was a bit doubtful when you told me it was about literature, but hey, I guess it just goes to show that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. She giggles and I frown. Did I say something funny? Nice pun. Did you even realize? What pun? You mean about the book comment? Oh, and this is a literature club? Jeez, looks like the club's really starting to rub off me, isn't it? Sayori might be known to be a bit of an airhead, but sometimes she can really notice things that others don't. I wonder what it's really like inside her head. You haven't changed at all, Lorenzo. You always knew how to make me laugh. I blushed slightly. I've never really known how to react to the compliment, especially when it comes from someone of the opposite sex. I'm glad I'm still able to do that. I'll be honest though, I didn't think I'd make so many new friends by joining the club. Well, they're a really nice bunch. I'm not surprised. Yeah, a pretty warm welcome. She nods contentedly. Anyway, let's see what the future holds. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow. These girls are all interesting characters, aren't they? Different personalities and a variety of writing styles. Yet they're all united under the same club. I briefly wonder how Monica found all of them. In just 2 days, I feel like I've made progress with each member. Getting to know Yuri and Natsuki, actually getting to talk to Monica a little bit, and of course reuniting with an old friend. I never would have guessed this would all come from joining the club, but hey, I'm not complaining. Let's just hope my writing improves over time so I can write poems to a standard more like theirs. Speaking of which, there's work to be done tonight. Let's do this. So the night goes, and yes, all right. Poem time. All right, everybody, I'm going to stop right here. This has been part 1 of Doki Doki Blue Skies. What do you say, Sayori? Okay, well then, yes guys, this is gonna end it for tonight. So I'm going to save my game. Save. There it is, February 4th. It is 2:25 a.m. in the morning, guys. I am very tired. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm looking forward to continuing this game and see what Blue Skies holds for me. So I'm going to play the whole entire game and see what happens when I finish the game. Hopefully I don't finish it too soon, and hopefully I get the ending that I want. I will give my full opinions and thoughts about it, guys. But as of that, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a good night, guys. Even though I'm not streaming, but like and subscribe, guys, and be on the lookout for the next video, guys, of Doki Doki Blue Skies part 2. Bye, everyone.